Hello and welcome to the Sketching Professional. I love talking about sketching, and right now we're going to jump in and we're going to do Sketch with Me, which is a little feature on this course where we sketch together and we're going to sketch a stick figure to start the ball rolling. So we're on the Sketching Professional. We want to transform you from a fantastic professional to an incredible professional because you are visualizing your ideas, you're sharing your ideas with your teammates, and this sharing is making things happen. So, too many people spend too much time at work with all their ideas locked in here. They're fantastic ideas, but they're locked away privately and they're only ever shared verbally, which takes a ton of effort. The effort for the person telling the idea and double the effort for the person listening, thinking, processing, and keeping track with the ideas as they come. It's crazy. Plus, sometimes you'll be going to sleep at night, but this idea is swimming around and it won't go to sleep with you. And you know that if you don't keep thinking about it, it's going to fade away. So you sit there staring at the ceiling, thinking about your ideas. Whereas if you grabbed any device, any piece of paper, and just made a quick sketch, a note of what you're thinking, you can put it down and you can rest easy knowing that your ideas will be there waiting for you in the morning. And that sketch will kickstart the idea train again. Now, too many people sit at work being spoken at with long, vague, blurry explanations, and it's very confusing. Whereas if you shared a sketch, you could get straight to the point, you could get ownership, you could bring the team in, you could make things happen. Ultimately, we're talking about turning intangible, fuzzy ideas into very tangible, concrete ideas, and that is the whole purpose of this course and this program. So, sketch with me right now a stick figure. Could be a man, could be a woman, doesn't really matter. I want you to grab any device, any materials close to you and sketch a stick figure. Right, let's do it now. And welcome back. So you've sketched your first stick figure. How did it feel? How does it look? This is what we're driving towards. The archetypal, most simple, stripped down, black and white, simple, linear, minimal sketch of a stick figure. It's a man and a woman. So how do we know which is which? It comes down to some differentiation between the two sketches. And it's the little triangle for a dress, I'm sorry, but it's a visual indicator of how we can tell the difference between men and women. And that is a big part of sketching. What are you sketching and what are you adding or removing that tells us what it is that you're visualizing? So, the reason that we are so focused on sketching is because it allows us to imagine and create the future. So, here are three images. The one on the far left was from the 1400s, and it was the first ever visual record of the idea for a parachute. Then 30, 40 years later, Leonardo da Vinci, one of our smartest humans, sketched out a parachute. But it wasn't for 500 years that somebody actually built one and jumped off the Eiffel Tower and landed safely at the bottom. So somebody invented the idea for a parachute and jotted it down on a piece of parchment 500 years before it actually happened. That is the power of sketching. You can create things and imagine things that haven't been built yet. And this is what we want for you. Now, before we continue, there's a massive mindset position that I want you to start taking. And I don't expect you to get there straight away. We're going to come to it repeatedly. But sketching is not drawing. God, that's good, isn't it? It takes a lot of the pressure away. We are not trying to draw perfectly. We are trying to sketch ideas. Now, if we look at the grand scheme of skill and ability within drawing, you've got people like Leonardo da Vinci, Picasso, Walt Disney at one end, plus millions of people we've never heard of. And I position myself on the far left. I cannot draw. I cannot technically draw. I cannot really create images that look like things. I can sketch. I've wanted to be able to draw for my whole life. But now I appreciate the fact that I hit a ceiling, my drawing is pretty low level, but my ideas are big and my ability to sketch is confident. So there I can release my ideas into the world. I can get feedback. I can start conversations. We can start moving things forward. And that's where we want you to be. So forget anybody else, because we're not doing this for them. We're doing it for you and being able to communicate. Because the focus of sketching is on communication. And communication is, do I understand, yes or no? Super simple. Whereas drawing is on style, mood, expression, technicalities. There's a lot of academic background, which is fantastic. I love drawing. I just can't do it. So if we look at these two, we both know they're talking about a house with a path by some mountains. But one is the basic, most stripped down version of that we need. And the other is becoming more figurative, more illustrative, more detail orientated. That is drawing. We are sketching. So, sketching is communication. It's about using our simplest forms to connect with people and share a common message. Now, this is where sketching is super active, on a whiteboard, at work, with a team, collaborating with some goals to get results. Everybody's coming up with ideas, everybody's got a pen, everybody's adding to the common goal. This is wonderful. This is sketching. This is beautiful. But this is a drawing. It's solitary, it's detailed, it's focused, it's time consuming. It's the complete opposite of everything that sketching is. Where one person is drawing here, multiple people are sketching. Where this takes time, sketching is fast. Where this is about details and orientation, sketching is about the big picture. So sketching and drawing are two different things. So next we're going to talk about we were born to sketch. I'm going to show you that sketching is in our DNA, so we can all do it. Let's carry on, and I'll see you in the next chapter.